on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message.
Hey, Valencia. Hey,
This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints.
Man,
you know,
I've
all
been
this
challenged
trying
to
to be
do
the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. It's too much crying from that. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had to work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Thank you, Hennett.
I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, no. This game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Freestyle Friday. And for those who don't know yet, there has been some real breaking news that affects the entire country. And, you know, depending upon how you look at it, could affect the entire world. And that is that the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and his wife, Melania, along with one of his closest advisors, Hope Hicks, have tested positive for COVID-19. That news came out late last night, just before midnight our time. I was up, I was at it, I was on it, and hey, Clarissa, how you doing? And I did. I really pondered about putting that information out at that time. What's up, nephew? I really was, I pondered. What do I do? Do I put this out? And I didn't. I chose not to. Not because I was trying to censor or anything like that. I decided to wait for more information. Obviously, the president and his advisors and those around him knew earlier in the day yesterday that the president was positive. And they had already begun some contact tracing in the day to figure out what had happened and who else needed to go into quarantine. You know, them releasing it at the last possible moment of the day, was strategic. And I'm not going to get into whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing, but the news is out. President Donald J. Trump, Melania, Hope Hicks have tested positive for COVID-19. The latest news is that Hope Hicks is experiencing some mild symptoms, and President Trump is experiencing some mild symptoms. Melania, to my knowledge, as of the last update I got before I came on, is not experiencing any symptoms, and as she put it, is feeling good. So that's the latest that we have, that I have. It's again, I wanted to get it out there. My standpoint as who I am praying for him. I am praying for Melania. I am praying for Hope Hicks. And I'm praying for everyone, not White House related, everyone who has had to deal with this real, serious, deadly, still yet uncontrolled virus that has swept this world. I don't care to compare it to how many people died of the flu and how many people die of heart disease. If one person died from this virus, it's too many, because that's one family. That might be one set of children that have lost a loved one, if it's not the children themselves. I'm not going to spend the whole show on it. It's Freestyle Friday, so I'll leave the phone lines open if you want to talk about it, if you want to give your comments about it, as long as you are respectful. Don't use any swear words. You're able to do that at 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. You can post your comments right here on Facebook Live. As I see them and pay attention to them, I will share them. And then, of course, you can always text me at 832-403-5005. That's 832-403-5005. Let me say again, from my standpoint, me personally, I'm not speaking on behalf of any organization. In fact, where's my disclaimer? You know me. I like to, keep the station out of trouble and me out of trouble in the station. Hold on.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, there we go. So I'm not speaking on behalf of the station. I'm not speaking on behalf of the sponsors. I'm not speaking on behalf of my church family. I'm not even speaking on behalf of my own family. Everybody in my family is grown enough to say what they feel for themselves. Just leave my family alone. Don't get that twisted. Mr. Life's Good. That's the young man that is too deep in my business right now and about to get another side of me that nobody wants to see. But I digress. I'm praying for the president. I'm praying for Donald J. Trump. I'm praying for the best results possible, that he recovers and, that he can go on with the business of running the country for the rest of his term, that he can go on with his business of trying to be reelected. And, I pray for his wife. She's trying to support her husband. She's trying to be there for her husband. I'm one of those guys, leave wives and family alone. They're just trying to support the person that has stepped forward in that particular light. Whether it was the other way around, if Melania, was elected president and Donald was her husband, then I would say the same thing. Leave Donald alone. But politicians are fair game. So I'm praying for her. But I'm also praying for the other 7+ million people who have tested positive for coronavirus. I'm praying for them who have had it for a while and are still dealing with the consequences of it. And my prayer is also that it is now taken more serious. It is dealt with more serious. It is not swept away and tapped down as if we have turned a corner, because we have not. That's my prayer. And I'm not getting ready to get into it with evangelicals. I'm not getting ready to get into it with conservatives. Let me say this for the 5,099th time. I'm an independent voter. I used to be a young Republican when I was a kid. They came to my school. They presented, their plan. I got involved. I was in young Republican leadership. And then I realized there were some things that didn't align with my beliefs. I got out. I went over to the Democrat side. I tried to get involved. I tried to get, into leadership. Couldn't do it. That wasn't the issue. But, I realized that in either case, neither one of those parties owned my vote. My vote is not owned by any party. Every party has to earn my vote. So I chose to become an independent voter. I'm not going to argue with you. You can give me all the statistics in the world about unborn babies being killed and all that kind of stuff. You know what? The God I serve is concerned about more than just that. So you still have to earn my vote. And I'm not going to overlook other inefficiencies and inappropriate behaviors, comments, political stances because of that one issue. So I'm not going to argue with you over that. All I'm going to tell you is October 5th is the last day to get registered to vote. Early voting starts October 13th through the 30th. If you want to request a mail-in ballot, you got to do it by October the 23rd. That's the last day to do it. And it's got to be received by November the 3rd. That's the last day that it can be received. So those are the things I'm going to tell you. But I am going to say this. For those who don't believe or are skeptical that Donald Trump has coronavirus or that it might be some type of political ploy to garner sympathy for whatever reason, because he's trailing in the polls and didn't get a favorable response from the debate, they got a right to do that. They've got a right to do it. If you're going to sit up here and make me think that this president has not been inaccurate, I'm being polite, inaccurate on more than one occasion when there is refutable, solid, based evidence out there from the beginning to now, therefore people are skeptical, you're fooling yourself. You're being inaccurate with yourself. This president has not always been honest and therefore has opened up the door to speculation on whether this is real or not. And if that's your comment, you want to say that, you're welcome to it. I'll open the door for that as well. But I'm not going to quiet one group because now another group feels like somebody saying, oh, well, maybe he's not telling the truth is insensitive. Let's just be honest and frank with each other. This president has been insensitive to other people in very dire and worse situations. So you cannot have it both ways. Don't get sensitive now that the tables have been turned in some respects. Well, does that bad behavior constitute this bad behavior? It doesn't, but it's understandable. I get it, and I'm not going to quiet it, not on this show. All right, so 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000 if you want to get in. We'll talk about last night's football game. I mean, at least they put up a lot of points. There was that. Somebody had to win it. Denver did. Okay, there's that. Of course, we got NBA basketball tonight. We've got Major League Baseball. The Astros now know who they'll be playing in the ALDS. And, hey, it's time for some put up or be quiet. Notice I didn't say the S word. All right, so anyway, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I noticed someone just called. Call back. We'll take your call. Again, 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Don't forget, last day to register to vote, October the 5th. Last day to register to vote, October the 5th. You got it right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
This is Earl G. Robinson. When people say my vote doesn't matter, when you don't vote, your vote counts against you. The other side gets a vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black Lives Matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6. Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
Attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
This is Jasmine Ortiz from Baytown, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Thank you, Jasmine Ortiz, for that drop right there. Again, if you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. I want to read some of the comments that have been made earlier today. And again, I get it. Somebody posted, I would like to see the result. I wouldn't wish COVID on anybody, but I think this is a stunt for votes. Somebody said behind that, wow, you're so true, but we're going to keep them in prayer. Someone else said, I'm skeptical. Someone said, it's sad that we even consider this. And, again, that's fair. Somebody went on to say it's sad, but he hasn't told the truth in 4 years. So why should we believe it now? So just some of the comments that have been made as a result of the news that came out late last night, early this morning in some parts of the United States about the president testing positive for COVID-19. Again, if you want to discuss that some today, you can. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. If you call me and you hear me put you on hold, just stay right there. I'm going to be coming to you in just a matter of minutes. I don't have someone in here to answer the phones for me. So again, when you hear the phone pick up and you get put on hold, just stay right there. Someone has you. That's me. And I'll be coming to you in a minute. All right. All right. So let's get to the news that other news that took place in the world of sports. Well, somebody said oh yeah, I got challenged. Where am I 70s, 80s, 70s and 80s? Where are my 70s and 80s babies? 70s and 80s babies, wave your hand. You're a 70s and 80s baby. If you're a 90s baby, 2000 baby, you're not gonna understand this. Let me go to the phone line first, and then I'll come back. I need my 70s and 80s babies to stay there. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, AJ, it's Keith Hennig.
Hey, Keith. Go ahead and tell, first of all, caller of the year 2020, Keith Hennig. Go ahead and tell me what you were calling for, and then I got a question for you before you go. I need you to settle a challenge for me, okay?
Okay, fine. I'll be honest with you, AJ. I've been following Donald Trump since 1988. Don't care for him personally. And I think that this is a ploy to get some sympathy from the American voters, as well as avoiding any more debates with Joe Biden. Call me crazy, but until I just am very, very skeptical of anything this man has to say.
And Keith, I'm sorry. And Keith, I'm going to tell you, I understand it. I understand it. I mean, I have with my own ears. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need anybody to, say it's fake news. I heard it myself out of the old man's mouth when he just didn't tell the truth. And it wasn't because he was near the truth or, okay, I can see how he got that wrong. He just flat out did not tell the truth. And I don't know, Keith, you and I are probably not too far off, but there was a story of the boy that cried wolf. You know, he cried wolf, and the men from the town ran to see it was no wolf, and he laughed. It was a joke. He did it again. They ran. He laughed. It was a joke. And then the wolf came, and the boy cried wolf, and nobody came. And, you know, they don't tell the story nowadays because the boy ended up in the belly of the wolf. So he's lied enough times where I get that people don't believe him, even if this time he is telling the truth.
Well, thank you for that. You know, I pray for everyone that has COVID-19. I think it's the worst thing that's happened in my lifetime. But I don't think that our elected president is a victim of this disease. He's failing poorly in the polls, and I believe this is a stunt.
Yeah. I mean, again, it
could be proven wrong easily, but, you know,
yeah.
The evidence doesn't have enough weight to show me that this guy really has anything. And you know, a lot of people are going to argue with me and judge me on this, but I stand pretty firm. I just think this is a big stunt.
Yeah, and again, Keith, I had people that hit me up before I came, and they've got plausible thoughts about it. Somebody said that, now all of a sudden they're going to treat him with hydroxychloroquine. And then they're going to say, oh, that's the magic cure. Or they'll treat him with one of the possible vaccines and say that's the cure. That's why we need to, get the vaccine. We've got it before the election day. I want to be able to say no, but I can't, because those things are unfortunately plausible given what we've seen under this administration.
Well, I listen to science, AJ, and science says a real vaccine is still a year to a year and a half away.
Right. Even at warp speed, that's moving right there.
So how he's going to have a vaccine by election day and magically recover, that's bullpucky, and I'm sorry, I just don't have anything positive to say about this man or this situation.
Well, Keith, one thing I know about you, you are praying for, him as a man and his family and everyone else involved, the other 7+ million folks that have contracted COVID-19. So there's that. Right. You are allowed to have your thought, again, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I told a friend of mine who, wanted me to get on some of the comments that were made on my page. I said, listen, bro, you are the same dude that told me that there was a sex trafficking scheme going on where children were being mailed all across the world in furniture as if somebody was ordering a pizza. If you want me to believe that, why can't I believe that possibly this man is saying that he has it so he can garner sympathy and support, or possibly push one of his own initiatives? Keith, I lost you. I need you back. Keith, call me back if you can hear me. Yeah, we lost him. All right, so I need him to call me back because I want to ask him this other question. And you're welcome to call in 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Keith had to call me back, though, because I got to ask you my other question. So my 70s babies and 80s babies. Hold on. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, it's Keith Hennig.
Okay, I'm glad you called me back.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, it just went dead. It's okay. So Keith, back in the 70s, there was a group that sang songs like I Want to Make It With You, and they had a song out called Diary. The group was known as the Best of Bread.
Oh. Okay.
Are you familiar with them, Keith?
I'm familiar with Bread, yes.
Okay, Keith, thank you. Thank you, Keith, because I got somebody that, like, I call them the Best of Bread, like that's their whole name, but the album that I fell in love with as a young, growing young man, young boy, those were the slow dance songs. Those were the songs that when they came in at our house parties, either half the girls ran to the restroom or the other half ran by the boys that they wanted to slow dance with. And we twirled around to Diary. I found a diary underneath the tree and started reading all about me. And I Want to Make It With You. Keith, thank you. They are a platinum selling, album selling group, right?
Oh. It's a mystery to me, but for slow dances and the backseat of the car, I guess they will.
Keith, I'm guilty of all the above. Thank you so much. You have really made my day, Keith. Thank you.
Thank you, AJ. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
All right, bro. You too. That's good. That is so good. I just won a challenge. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, AJ, this is Donna Holman Coleman.
Oh my gosh, Donna, I have been calling your name out in our Bible studies. I've been calling your name out during our church services. Man, we really have been thinking and praying about you. How are you doing?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. You were saying.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, because I've been able to tune in to some Bible studies and been able to listen to them, and I'm grateful. You just have no idea what you've done for me personally by just calling out my name. It has given me strength that I just really didn't think I had. So for that, I'm grateful. But my mother died from COVID-19.
Wow.
And I hope and I pray that our president is not joking or just saying it to get further advantage in the political realm. It's a sad situation if that's what he did that for. I'm sad about that.
Yeah, and Donna, again, our sincere condolences, deepest condolences and prayers for you and your family, and for even revealing that here right now. That's why I say, man, people that try to minimize it, oh yeah, it's just like the flu, and more people have died from, and name like all this other stuff. It doesn't matter. As people that we know and we love and we care about have, and therefore it is the most important thing to us that we find a way to deal with this, because we have lost people that we love, and in your case, your mother. And Donna, I'm with you 100%. I pray that there is no something bad or unnecessary going on with this diagnosis with the president.
Yeah, I've been offended with his behavior, the way he's handled it, because I know they diagnosed her on August the 23rd. By the 26th, that was it.
I got you. I've got pastor friends, one that went in to the hospital, let's say on a Wednesday, and by Sunday he was gone. So there's just no guaranteeing or guessing on how it's going to affect different people.
Yeah. I just pray that because I don't have any ill feelings in that regard. I mean, I'm just sad that he didn't take it serious, and that they're looking at it as a political ploy to gain an advantage. Listen, we may have a two-party system, but we're one America.
Right.
And since we're one.
No, go ahead, Donna.
And since we're one America, we have systems in place to propel us to the next level. But when you have someone that is not concerned about anybody, any person but himself, and his personal family, I'm sad that he behaves like that. I'm sad that he thinks people that have served this country are losers and suckers. I'm sad about those things. That's just not the behavior that we need during a situation that's happening right now. We needed him to elevate himself to the next level. Be presidential, period. If you can't be that, then step down, give somebody else the mantle, and let them lead the way.
Yeah.
But all of that, I did call to say this. I'm sad about them Dallas Cowboys. They don't look good.
Your Cowboy sister is watching. Kimberly Armstrong says, "Hey Donna,"
Yeah.
she put hearts by it. Let me just say this. The Cowboys' offense looks like it's going to be all right. Cowboys' secondary does not look like it's going to be all right. And I also think that the big defensive tackle that went out in the offseason due to the knee injury, the Achilles, y'all miss him already. And I know he had just signed with the Cowboys, but that middle knee seems to be a little bit too leaky for me on the defensive line. So, but those are things that y'all can fix, Donna, because that offense looked like it's going to be all right.
You know what? It looks like it's going to be all right, but I don't know about the coach, Matt McCarthy. I'm waiting to see, because to me they don't look great. It's a new coach, a new system, and it still has to be developed to the capacity of winning a championship. But they're not there. They're not there. We have intangible, but we're not there.
Yeah, so with that being said, we got Donna Coleman-Holman joining us here on the lunch break. Donna, did you expect to win it this year, or did you think it was going to take a year or two for everything to get settled in?
I didn't know, but you should when you bringing in everybody should want to be the champion. You should come in like that. They're putting those pieces together, not to lose but to win.
Right.
And so I mean, Jerry, I know you're looking for Tony Romo, but he's gone. It's over.
Right.
That relationship is terminated. He got a divorce. It's over. Okay, you got a new girlfriend. They're divorced. It's over. Dak is your new wife, and you need to love her and be in subjection, and you need to do what it says so the relationship can be solid. I want them to have children, little championships. I know. I want them to have little championships, little children.
Donna Coleman is amazing. I mean, she said him and Tony are divorced. He married to Dak now. She want them to have some babies, championships. Donna, you are Caller of the Year 2019 for a reason. We've missed you, my friend. We have missed you. We love you. We're with you. We're praying for you. And we felt your heart today, Donna. And thank you for that. Do you at least have them winning this Sunday? Do you got them beating Cleveland? Yeah. I like Baker, but Baker, Cleveland need to stay in Cleveland right now. He need to be giving the ball to Nick Chubb. That's what he need to do. Get the ball to him and let him do their thing. But he want part of the numbers. He want them numbers.
When you want part of the numbers, you know how it is.
I know.
I mean, but let me say this. Them Lakers. Hey, let me tell you something. Jimmy Butler is a dog, okay? That team, he done drug them all the way to the championship with LeBron James and AD and playoff Rajon Rondo. I remember him from way back when he was in Boston. Boy, if he didn't look good, y'all got to give him that credit.
Yeah.
They look good.
I'm 100% with you, but I will say this. If there's one team that I won't count out, it's that Miami Heat team, because they've done it. Yeah, they've done it with, and I don't mean disrespect, but with no names. So you don't know if Tyler Hero is going to step up, or that kid Robinson, or somebody else off the bench that we don't even know about, with Goran Dragic being out. And Jimmy Butler might have another gear to that dog chain that we don't know nothing about. I see them winning at least 2 games in this series. So I don't think they're done yet.
I don't think they're done, but that shoulder, he was holding his wrist, but it was actually, they said it was the shoulder. So, I mean, you need your shoulders to shoot that ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, they need to shoot him up with that cortisone, do what you got to do. Because remember, these gentlemen are $1 million products that these billionaires are invested into, each one of them. If you can give me 100 million, well, you know how many billions he got.
Right. You're right. You're right about that.
Okay, so we'll wait and see. But you know, I'm a LeBron James fan because I think he's a great man.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed with him completely. I mean, he's carried the mantle a very, very long way. So we have to give him that credit. And so I'm pulling for him to win. We love our hometown Jimmy Butler. I mean, great guy. All that's wonderful. He plays hard to hell, but LeBron James needs this to satisfy everybody's behavior so they'll understand he is Mount Rushmore solidified.
Yeah, there ain't no doubt about it. And if you don't, and if they say otherwise, they just not telling the truth. Hey, real quick, the name I was looking for, Gerald McCoy, tore his quad muscle. That's courtesy of Willie Gibson, broadcast journalist up there in Columbus, Ohio. So, I think your Cowboys gonna be all right. Can we give them 2 more weeks? Can we give them 2 more weeks?
Well, we're gonna give them 2 more weeks, but I mean, I need to see. Look, that relationship needs to look like they in love. I don't see love. Leave me alone, AJ, but I don't see love. I don't see love. We need some children.
Who was that to say the song, Where is the Love? Where is the love?
Where's the love?
That's hilarious. Donna, you stay safe out there, dear. No, we're here for you if there's anything we can do. I'm a phone call away, okay?
I know. Thank you so very much. You all have a great day.
You too.
I love the short still. I love the lunch break. Y'all just bear with me while I get my mind back together.
Baby girl, that door is always open and it ain't never locked to you, okay?
All right. Thank you so much.
All right, y'all. Donna, y'all keep her in prayer, for real. Keep her in prayer because, it is something to lose a mother and to have to take on that responsibility and care for her, her business after the fact. And that's what Donna's been going through. So please keep her in your prayers. And then to find out today that she passed of COVID-19, again, this thing is real, man. This thing is real. And I don't like people that are insensitive because they don't know anybody that has passed or been sick with COVID-19. We got folks on here that got it and are still dealing with it after the fact, long after the fact. So, if I say it again, if you don't want people to be disrespectful when it's inconvenient to you, don't be disrespectful when it's inconvenient to them. And that's some of what this president is dealing with. So, Willie Gibson, thank you, man, for getting me straight with Gerald McCoy and that. All right, I was trying to get to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Tennessee Titans game has been rescheduled to week number 7. That game, of course, was postponed because Tennessee still has more positive tests since this all came out. And one came up positive again yesterday. But anyway, Tennessee Titans and Pittsburgh Steelers were supposed to play this Sunday, and then they were going to postpone it to either Monday or Tuesday. Now it's going to take place on October the 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. And the league will also move the Steelers matchup with the Baltimore Ravens from week 7 to week 8. And the latter will take place on November the 1st. And both the Titans and the Steelers are officially on a bye week this coming Sunday. The Ravens will move their bye from week 8 to week 7. So a lot of moving around to try and get that game rescheduled. For those Texan fans that are trying to figure out what's going on, I understand the Minnesota Vikings, again, had another day of no positive tests with their players just yesterday. So they are definitely coming for Sunday's matchup against the Texans at noon right here in Houston. And about 13,300 fans will be in the stands. One of them will not be me. I won't be in the stands. I won't be in the locker room. I'm not going to pretend like I was. You got a lot of people out there pretending like they're in the middle of all of that. I'm not it. So, again, y'all have to forgive me because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. All right. I got to take a quick break. And then we'll come back with more. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It is the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Text me, 832-403-5005, 832-403-5005. Does anybody else remember the group called Bread Bread and the album The Best of Bread. Anybody else remember that? If you do, hit me up or text me, let me know, because the person that challenged me said they thought Keith Hennig would know. They don't think anybody else would know. Again, the group is called Bread. They had an album out called The Best of Bread. Songs called Diary and I Want to Make It With You are two that stand out. All right, we'll talk to you in a minute, right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
I'm Gary Bledsoe, Texas NAACP president. In my lifetime, we have worked and sacrificed to make real progress.
That's right, Gary. I'm Claude Cummings, Vice President of the Communication Workers of America. Our community is under attack again.
Our jobs are being exported. The court system has largely turned its back on us, and people need to realize, Claude, is the last election amounts to a true revolution, where all those gains in civil rights and human progress are actually being targeted.
I know powers in Washington want to deny health care to working people who have pre-existing conditions, eliminate environmental protections for minority communities. It even encourages racism.
We thought those days were gone.
Dr. King said the time is always right to do what is right.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends to vote too. If you don't, you should not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world.
Vote early or on election day.
Political advertising paid for by the Communications Workers of America.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
I'm going to tell you how you can get real health insurance for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health insurance for you and your family immediately, starting at just $6 a day. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. That's right, for about $6 a day, you can have guaranteed health insurance. And there's dental, vision, and prescription coverage too. You owe it to yourself and your family to make this free call right now and learn more. There are no deductibles, no waiting period, no contracts, and coverage is guaranteed. Call National Health right now for your risk-free guaranteed health insurance quote starting at just $6 a day. Call now.
800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. That's 800-797-0921.
This is Brian Courtney Wilson, and you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's our Freestyle Friday, talking about a number of different things. Got a very, very good call, just, real good call. Just good to hear her voice, Donna Holman Coleman, when she called in and said that her mother had recently passed from COVID-19, and, she's been hurt. She's a military vet and, has served this country. And Donna, thank you for your service. She's got a right to be frustrated and hurt that the commander-in-chief has not taken this virus seriously and has, in some cases, played it down, has mocked it, has even mocked those that have tried to take it serious. And, to have her mother, and we're not talking about someone she knows, someone she heard, we're talking about her mother. Her mother passed from it, and how that affects her. It's fair. It's fair. And let me read so I can get both sides of the statements out. I don't know who this person is. They're calling in or text in from 832-417. So I want you to know I'm reading your tweet, your text. It says, AJ, this is what's wrong with I'll just say libs because, he tried to put lib and feces together and come out with that. This is what's wrong with libs. There's no respect. The man is infected with a disease. Why not just pray for him and his family? I am praying for him and his family. He said, this person said, you have been one of the most disrespectful militants that I've ever heard. I have heard your show multiple times, and now you try to come across as if you really care about his well-being. There is no care in you, nor is it in any liberals. This is why you will lose yet another election. All right, so 832-417, thank you for your text. Thank you for listening to my show, because clearly you've invested some time in listening, and don't mistake my comments against racial injustice, racism, police brutality, and social and economic injustices against people of color, institutional racism against black people, as me hating the president. I don't hate him. I know what my powers are. I got a power called voting. I got a power called canvassing and getting other folks to cast their votes. I got a power called my car that I could put people in and take down to the polls. So I know what my power is. It serves me no good deed to hate anybody. It's just not who I am. I might use the word, I hate that, but when it comes to the actual feeling and the emotion, I don't have to do it because I know what my power is. So, first of all, if you're listening, listen carefully now. I am against racism. I am against police brutality. I'm against social and economic injustices and disparities against black people. I'm against institutional racism against black people. That's what I'm against. So I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Green Party. I don't care if you live in China, Russia, Zimbabwe, Uganda. I don't care where you live. As long as we're on the same page with that, I don't have any problems because that is undebatable. We're not talking about should we have hot dogs or hamburgers for lunch, and you want a hot dog, you go get that. I want a hamburger. We're talking about racism, police brutality against black people, social and economic injustices against black people, institutional racism, laws that have been put in place to negatively impact black people, banking laws that are negatively impacting black people, housing laws that are negatively impacting black people, medical and health care laws and opportunities that negatively affect black people. Bro, I could care less about your political parties, libs and conservatives. For Christ's sake, the Amish came out in support of, and I won't say the three words because that triggers y'all, but Amish people came out and said, we're against racism and police brutality and social and economic injustices against black people. I'm guess what? I'm pro-Amish because at least they understand our pain and our plight. So let's not get it twisted. You're talking politically. I'm talking much bigger than you, much bigger. But again, thank you for listening to the show and thank you for the time that you've invested. And every now and then you can see and hear things that I say differently than the way I mean them. And I get that. And that's why we can talk about it. And if you want to call in instead of just texting, hit me up, 281-453-1000. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to talk with you openly and honestly. Okay? 281-453-1000. That phone line is wide open between 12 and 2. Okay? All right. So I want to make sure I get all sides out. There are folks that feel like people are being insensitive to the president because of now what's considered a health condition. It's different when it's a political situation, but now they feel like because it's a health condition, all of the negativity should stop. I agree with you, but I will also say that the president himself, I'm not talking about his family, I'm not even talking about the boys, and they have been out of pocket a lot of times where they don't need to be. But I like I said, I leave spouses and families alone. I don't mess with that. But hear me when I say there have been times when the president has not been respectful during health conditions. There have been times when he just hadn't done it. And if you cannot hold the president of the United States to a higher standard than anyone else, then that person does not need to be in that role. That's all I'm saying. There needs to be decorum back in the White House. There is not any right now, not to the level that it needs to be. And if we can't agree on that, I'm not talking about health now. I'm talking about decorum, talking about respect. I'm talking about being the president of all of America, not just half of America. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right? All right. 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. Al High, what's going on, bro? What's going on? Congratulations, Al High. I had some things go on with his podcast that, I want to give him some shout outs and congratulations to you, man. Doing a great job. I'm going to have you on the show, Al. I have to have you on the show. All right, let's see. Let me get some of these comments in. Terrell said he should have slowed down typing, or is he the usual illiterate Trump supporter? I'm not going to call him names. I hear what you're saying, though. Somebody said, Terrell said, why follow the show if it's so offensive? It shows how close-minded this person is, and you can't even reach them, so don't mince words with them. Keith said the texter clearly doesn't know you and does he or she know doesn't know much of anything else. If they've never been a part of the struggle, they won't understand, and this person clearly doesn't desire to. CJ says has Trump shown any empathy or sympathy for anyone of color who that actually died? Tell that man to hush. Trump sowed some seeds that were not appropriate, and now he's reaping, and he and those around him will beat COVID. Has any celebrity passed from COVID? I don't know about celebrity. But I will say that Herman Cain has been forgotten. And I'm not getting ready to jump on the Herman Cain bandwagon as if I've been some kind of Herman Cain supporter. But the man was the CEO of Godfather's Pizza. We ain't have many black CEOs of national pizza chain. And I remember Godfather's Pizza. It was dope back in the day. I loved it. And then he was a presidential candidate multiple times and was a supporter of President Trump. He contracted COVID-19 at one of his indoor rallies and died. And I haven't heard many things come out of the White House in memorial of Herman Cain. I haven't heard people like this texter talk about Herman Cain and the respect for him and his family. So again, I don't know about celebrities, but I will say that Herman Cain's life mattered too. Whether we agreed politically or not, Herman Cain contracted the virus and died while at an indoor rally and died shortly thereafter. So, I say all that to say this thing is indiscriminate. I don't get into, this people don't get it and these people don't get it and that people don't get it. I had a medical professional tell me that it looks like certain blood types don't get it. I haven't announced that because I don't know that to be true. I trust the person. I know they're involved in it every day, but I'm not about to put out false information and give people a false sense of hope. And then here all of a sudden people with that particular blood type start having spikes of the virus. So you got to be careful where you get the information. You got to be careful when you try and classify and group people. We know that a majority of black people and minorities are affected by the virus, but that's for a lot of reasons. The healthcare system, the fact that they got to go to work, they got to be out to try to make ends meet and what have you. There are a lot of other factors that keep them in a dangerous environment more often than other groups. So, again, I care about my people. I do. And if you get mad because I say my people, then what's your president talking about when he says our country? He came after the congresswoman up in Minnesota. She is an American citizen And he's still saying things like, and she's trying to tell us how to run our country. It's her country too. She's an elected congresswoman. She's supposed to tell us how to run our country. It's what we elected her to do, help run our country. So don't split words when the words are being split on you. All right? Let me get Sybil Wilkes on here. With a COVID-19 update. If you want to get in, please, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. We can talk about a whole lot of things right here on the lunch break, on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's our Freestyle Friday, and you know this is what we do. All right? All right. I thought I had a Sybil Wilkes update. Let me see if I got one here. Live radio again. Typing in the wrong thing. Okay. No, I don't have one on here. So we'll get one in just a minute on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. It is the lunch break. Umar. Is it Umar or Omar? Terrell Rollins said double standards. Yeah, there's a lot of double standards out there. Double standards, triple standards, quadruple standards. So, but again, I'm for it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it at all. So we'll get back to it on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all new 92.3 FM. Let me see. Let me get this update in, and we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break. Play some music.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. According to a new Women in the Workplace study, 1 in 4 women considering leaving the workforce or changing their careers because of COVID-19. Among senior-level women, almost 3 in 4 of them cited burnout as the main reason for considering leaving the workforce or working at a reduced capacity. The health department's $300 million campaign to boost confidence in Donald Trump's response to the pandemic is sputtering. Just 3 celebrities have recorded PSAs: actor Dennis Quaid, gospel singer CeCe Winans, and Hasidic singer Shulam Lemmer. U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said he will be speaking with House Leader Nancy Pelosi to deliver a response stimulus proposal he described as very reasonable. He again listed PPP, money for schools, economic impact payments, back to work credits, and more money for the airlines as areas of agreement. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered. Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Freestyle Friday. We're definitely freestyling. Ursula, thank you so much for that. Al, congratulations again, man. We appreciate you and keep up the great work. And Willie Gibson up there in Columbus checking us out. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for all you do. All right, LA Lakers and Miami Heat meet in Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight, 8 o'clock live on ABC, 8 o'clock Central, that is. Again, the Heat are going to be without point guard Goran Dragic. The Lakers lead that series 1-0. I'm not ready to count Miami out yet. I'm not. I just feel like if any team has some comeback in you, it's them. I'd say the same thing about Denver. I'd say the same. Those 2 teams right there are going to be something in the very, very near future, if not right now. Astros are going to face the Oakland A's in Game 1 of the ALDS starting on Monday in Oakland. Oakland beat Chicago last night and moved on to the ALDS to take on the Astros, okay? NFL, Denver beat the Jets last night 37-28 on Thursday Night Football. Now we'll see if the Cowboys can do the same when they visit Cleveland. That'll be Sunday at noon. Also, can the Texans do the same when they host Minnesota Sunday at noon Central? New Orleans going to visit Detroit Sunday at noon. Little college football, UT going to take on TCU. That'll be at 11. The Roadrunners of UT San Antonio are at UAB, 11:30. A&M going to take on Alabama. I got A&M losing. Be right back.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Do y'all mind? I feel like hearing some game time. Let's get that in.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's hunt now! Let's hunt now! Let's go! Let's hunt! We ready? I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house!
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football.
Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah.
Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from that. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We ready? I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! It's a wrap. Game over.
Nah, game's not over. It's just the second hour. First hour on the books, second hour underway, right here on the legendary KYOK. It's Freestyle Friday. I'm AJ Jones. For those just tuning into this second hour, if you have not heard, President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, his wife Melania, and a very close personal aide, Hope Hicks, have all tested positive for COVID-19 and are currently in quarantine. Hope Hicks and the president are said to be experiencing mild symptoms. Melania tweeted out late last night, early this morning for some, that she doesn't have any symptoms and that they're doing fine, talking about her and the president. So that's what we know today. We do know that as of yet, they have not made any decisions about him being able to run the country or having to transfer power over to Vice President Pence. But I know, just from what I believe about this administration, they're going to try and run everything from whatever room he's quarantining in. So we'll see if Congress is okay with that, because they do have the final say in that. All right, that's what we got there. Again, I just gave you a sports update. NBA playoff basketball tonight, 8 o'clock, game 2 of the NBA Finals. Lakers lead it 1-0. Miami suffering a major blow with the injury to Goran Dragic. And, again, one of the young guys going to have to step up. They've got some good talent around Jimmy Butler. So I really believe it's one of those next man up kind of things. I don't like to use the cliches, but that's what Miami has been all throughout. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get a big night out of Tyler Hero, or a big night out of Crowder, or a big night out of Robinson, or somebody else that we don't even know about off that bench. So I know one thing they're not going to do. They're not going to fold it up and mail it in. So I expect a good game tonight. I expect a better game tonight than we saw from Miami in game one. You know, in fact, my report on my other stations after game one was that, you know, the LA Lakers are real good on TV, but they're a little different up close and personal. And Miami found that out the hard way. You know, you got to actually play them. You got to actually beat them. And their defense is better than a lot of people give them credit for. Ask the Houston Rockets. Ask Denver. Their defense is a lot better than you give them credit for. And I really tend to think that local people, and I'm not just talking about Houston, so Houston fans, stand down and don't stand by. Stand down. Local people tend to fall in love with their role players around their team stars. So, for instance, if you're in Portland, you're not just in love with Dame Lillard, but you're in love with CJ McCollum. You're in love with all the other role players around Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard is your star. You know, CJ McCollum ain't quite a star, but folks fall in love with him, and then they think he's better than other players on other teams until they play them. And then CJ's weaknesses, and I'm just using him as an example. I could use the Rockets because that's where a lot of, you know, some of this comes from. But when you're local and you see these guys every day, you start to think, oh, yeah, then, you know, this guy's better than their guys until you have to play them. And then you have Rajon Rondo that steps up. You have Morris that steps up. You have, you know, all the other role players that step up. And then you're like, wow, what happened to my guys? Well, sometimes the guys that you see every day are not quite as good as you think they are, especially when they actually got to go out and play somebody. Hello, you're live on a lunch break. Who's this?
Brother AJ Ferdinand, happy Friday to you.
Hey, man, happy Friday to you, TGIF, Caller of the Year 2017. Listen, I got Caller of the Year 2020 that called in. Donna Holman Coleman called in, Caller of the Year 2019.
Hey, Donna.
Yeah, keep her in prayer, man, because her mother passed from COVID-19.
Oh, my Lord. Absolutely, my Lord.
Yeah. And then now we got Caller of the Year 2017. Can somebody dig up the greatest? Somebody rattle the greatest's phone line and get him on. Then we'll have all the callers of the year for this, you know, for the last 4 years.
Absolutely. AJ, what happens with the Lakers is, AJ, you put a lot of great players on champions, people that are on the Lakers. And one thing I can tell you, AJ, LeBron has way more now to win and utilize for talent than he did in Cleveland. And you not think he gonna put his best foot forward and try to win another championship? He got half, if not more, help now than he did with Cleveland. He carried Cleveland. He don't have to carry the Lakers. So the more his teammates can help him, the more he can help his team. So you're gonna look for a wonderful series. You know, nothing to take away from Miami. We just want to see two great teams go at it. And may the best team and the prepared team win. But right now, I think the Lakers, you know, when you got champions and people that's been there, AJ, and they can keep their paws and they can continue to contribute, you know, you can't see anything else but greatness.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, man. I feel like the Lakers are the better team, but I'm not ready to count Miami out. I know you're not either. I want to see good basketball. I mean, I'm a basketball fan. I want to see good basketball. I want it to be as competitive as what we saw in the conference finals. In the East and the West, we saw some great basketball with Denver and with Boston against these two teams that are playing now. I want to see that in this round. I mean, it'd be a big let-off if we went like we did in those series and Miami gets swept.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest with you. Miami is in a must-win. Must-win, AJ. They have to win. Because if they don't win, they will get swept. And, you know, we're just being honest.
And Ferdinand, let me ask you this. If it was a normal scenario and they were playing in their own respective gyms, you know, arenas, this would be akin to Miami losing the first two games in L.A., but then the series shifts over to Miami for games 3 and 4. Do you not think that Miami can pull out a win even if they lose tonight?
Well, absolutely, AJ, and that's the thing. we're in some different times.
Yeah, you're right. You like, yeah, AJ, that's fine and well, but that ain't what we in right now.
Absolutely.
I
That's
got
why
you.
I tell you, LeBron fell into a wonderful situation. He prepared himself
Yeah,
to be in the position that he's in now. So if he wins, it's not surprising to me.
yeah,
You're looking at a champion, AJ.
yeah.
Wherever this man goes, he turns it into championship. I ain't mad
You
at
ain't
him.
lying. You ain't lying.
And he needs to show the world love. I am the greatest. So LeBron, from Ferdinand to you, show these people that you are who you are. You're a beast. And to me, AJ, he reminds me of a baby Shaq. And I think he's in his prime and in the pinnacle of his career. And nothing but peace and blessings to LeBron. He deserves it. And I love Rondo. People have counted Rondo out. And so Rondo is he has the heart of a champion. Yeah, they struggle.
Yeah,
But I think he's right there, and he's going to help, be a big part of the Lakers' victory.
yeah. I'm with you on all the above, man. I think LeBron's greatness is already, crystallized. I think he's already on Mount Rushmore. Put it this way, I know two names that are on it: Michael Jordan and LeBron James. I would put Kareem, and I know folks are gonna be mad at me. I will put Bill Russell because the man's got 11 titles. I know folks don't like that.
No.
And they want to put Will and they want to put other names on it. But for me, my Mount Rushmore, the one that stands over the back of my yard, would be LeBron, Michael, Kareem, and Bill Russell. Those would be my four.
Just want to thank God for the great challenge that we've been able to view with our own eyes. And I really appreciate that. And just want to love and throw my arms around Ms. Donna Coleman Holman. Definitely sharing our prayers, and we love you, Donna. Just take care of that. Know that this too shall pass. It's hurting right now, but God has a will and a way for all of us. It just definitely heart go out to it, AJ.
Absolutely. Hey, who do the Texans get their first win on Sunday?
Well, I'm gonna give Texas a win. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna give them a win. But note that, AJ, people when they come to play the Texans, they bring their A game.
Yeah.
And the Vikings can very well still win.
Yeah.
And if the Texans lose Sunday, AJ, man, it's the plural here in Houston. I think Bill needs to quit. And if the Texans lose on Sunday, Bill needs to quit.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I know it won't happen. I'll say this: Gary Kubiak ain't flying all this way to lose. I'll say that.
Absolutely. He has something to prove. Come on, AJ. He has something to prove. This is the deal, and I'm gone. The Texans have shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And I don't ever see them getting out. And I'm going to stick on them 4 wins, AJ, until something else changes.
All right, bro. I got you.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too, Ferdinand. Take care, brother. Always a good call. Call of the Year 2017, Ferdinand. We have not heard from Call of the Year 2018, the greatest. I'm the greatest of all time. We have heard from Call of the Year 2019, Donna Coleman Holman. And we have heard from Call of the Year 2020, Keith Hennig. So there you go. I mean, what other show has that where all of the Hall of Fame who's who of the year call in? I need to hear from Uncle Buck and Aunt Bev. Wonder what they think about the Cowboys. Let me see if I can't get them on the phone. We'll be right back right after this.
G. Robinson. When people say my vote doesn't matter, when you don't vote, your vote counts against you. The other side gets a vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black Lives Matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6, Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
Attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
My name is Devon McDonald from Jamaica, play with Indianapolis Colts, and listen, you listen to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Freestyle Friday, and I've got a number of text messages that have been coming in. Let me get to one from the other side. AJ, you just seem to be reading the messages from people that think like you. I think that there used to be respect where people respected those in authority. The president is the highest authority in the land and should be respected. I see a lot of people celebrating the fact that he and his lovely wife have coronavirus. I think that is the most basic sign of disrespect. I think spell check got him. I don't think that they did anything. But anyway, it's a little bit longer message, but that's their comment. I'll go to the phone line first, and then I'll come back and I'll respond to that message. Okay. But again, thank you for sending it, and thank you for listening to the show. All right, hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
What's up? What's up? It's Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck. You know what? I just said that this has been a who's who day of callers from the lunch break, because we had caller of the year 2017, caller of the year 2019 called in, caller of the year 2020 called in, and I said we need to hear from the Hall of Famer himself, Uncle Buck and A Bev. I know you had a birthday recently. How was your 25th birthday?
My 25th birthday was fantastic.
I know it was.
How about my 66th birthday?
Uncle Buck, you're not 66, are you?
Uncle Buck is 66.
Boy, you sure look good for your age, Uncle Buck.
God be all the glory. He's 66. I know you want to hear what I got to say about them Cowboys.
Well, Uncle Buck, let me just say this before you say that. There are some Cowboy fans, not me, Cowboy fans, that are concerned about y'all's team. They feel like the defense is a problem, and they're not sure what to make of the new head coach, Mike McCarthy, just yet.
Well, you know how it is when you go through transition. And we're at a transition stage right now. The defense looked good on paper. But on the field, we got problems. Mike McCarthy, he needs to know he's not in Green Bay now.
Is he coaching like he's in Green Bay, Uncle Buck?
He's coaching like he's in Green Bay. He hasn't realized he's with America's team. He got to coach like that.
But Uncle Buck, he won a chip in Green Bay. He won a championship in Green Bay. You might want him to pull out some of that Green Bay coaching.
Well, I tell you what. We're going to be all right. We'll be all right.
Okay, all right.
We got 3 home games. We're going to be, win all 3 of those. But it will be okay. Take my word.
Okay. Uncle Buck, I'm not worried. I'm one of the ones who feel like that offense is clicking. And I know they can't do it before next season, but I wish they could go ahead and work out some kind of deal and pay Dak right now, because the young man has earned his money.
Yeah, he has, but we cannot Mark, listen to what I say now. We cannot always play catch-up ball.
I agree.
We've been scoring enough points to win, but we're giving up enough points to lose.
Right. You're right. That's an Uncle Buckism right now. And let me repeat it. He said we've been scoring enough points to win, but we've been giving up enough points to lose. Uncle Buck, you're an unadulterated genius, bro. So what do you have happening? What do you have happening with them this Sunday on the road up in Cleveland against a quarterback that has something to prove?
No, we're not on the road, are we? I think we're at home.
Let me look at that, Uncle Buck. You might be right. I'm kind of blind in one eye. I can't see out that other one. So hold on.
You don't like the Cowboys anyway.
I do. Yeah, you're right. They're at home. I don't know why I've been putting them on the road all weekend long. Let me correct my notes, but you're right there at home.
If you're going to talk about it, you make sure you know what you're talking about.
You know what you're talking about. Uncle Buck, I wouldn't let nobody else correct me like that but you. Nobody but you.
All right.
Yes, sir. I stand corrected.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna beat Cleveland, even though Cleveland is playing some good ball, but we're still gonna beat them. We're gonna it's gonna be a different day.
Okay, so now wait a minute. Now let me just kind of, I'm not challenging you. I'm just asking you a few questions. Is that all right?
That's okay. I got an answer.
All right. So the wide receivers for Cleveland are pretty good. And the secondary from Dallas is not pretty good since they got rid of Byron Jones. They need him back desperately. And Awuzie, I found out Awuzie is hurt, so we're still not sure if he's going to be able to play just yet. So you don't think that Baker, those wide receivers, and that running game, that they're going to be able to pose some problems for the Cowboys this Sunday at home?
Well, they don't have wide receivers like that guy that beat us up last week. Now, they're not as good as him. And we're getting one of our defensive players back. So we're going to be all right. We'll be all right.
Okay. Uncle Buck, I'm with you. Tyron Smith is supposed to play. That's one of your offensive linemen. And maybe that'll stop Dak from having to run for his life. And DeMarcus Lawrence is going to play on Sunday. That'll help with that pass rush. So I don't know. We'll see.
Just go ahead and say it. Y'all going to be all right. Let me hear you say it.
Y'all going to be all right.
Oh, okay then.
Y'all going to be all right.
Let me hear you say it. We're going to be all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Hall of Fame. But two people in the Hall of Fame at the lunch break is Uncle Buck and Aunt Bev. Uncle Buck, go on and tell them bye like you tell them bye.
This is Uncle Buck. We out of here. Get off the telephone.
I love him, man. I love him. Uncle Buck, Aunt Bev. So I got to change that. What we got to do is when you become Caller of the Year, we put a bust of you with your nameplate in the Lunch Break Hall of Fame. Now it only looks like a closet in the back of the building that nobody remembers is back there, but it is the Lunch Break Hall of Fame, and Uncle Buck, Aunt Bev, and we're gonna take some. I'm gonna pull some pictures off of Facebook of the Callers of the Year for 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020, and I'm gonna hang them in the Hall of Fame /closet, and y'all will be in there. Y'all can officially tell people I'm in the Lunch Break Hall of Fame. Okay? All right. Let's see. Keith Hennig's got some comments. He says that, all right, another senior is weighing in. Uncle Buck is legit, bro. He is legit. I can't believe he's 66. He says, I cannot see a distinguishable difference between McCarthy from Jason Garrett. Ouch. Come on now. It's too soon. Way too soon. The man has coached 3 games. Three. And then Baker's a non-factor. Chubb, Landry, and OBJ can beat the pathetic Cowboys secondary. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, Baker's got to get the ball to Landry and to OBJ and, of course, hand it off to Chubb. So, that's how Baker can build some confidence. If he can make some plays and get the ball to his playmakers, it could be a long day for the Cowboys. Now, I think that if it gets into a shootout, Cowboys win. And again, I apologize. I don't know why I was thinking that the Cowboys were on the road, but Cowboys at home, and, you know, listen, they're going to have 20,000 fans in the stands. There's going to be some folks in there to cheer them on. You got Tyron Smith coming back on the line. Lawrence is going to play. I'm leaning pretty heavily towards the Cowboys right now. Can we do it again? Let me give you my picks. Let's go to the picks. Can we go to the picks? Let's go to the picks. All right, last night I had Denver. I had Denver beating the Jets, so I got that one. And then, obviously, you know, Pittsburgh and Tennessee has been postponed to week number 7. Then Jacksonville at Cincinnati. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jacksonville. The song says, I got nothing but love for you, baby. The baby in that is Cincinnati. It's not Jacksonville. I'm sorry. When they sang that song, when they said baby, they were talking about Cincinnati, not Jacksonville. Jacksonville, I'm not giving you a win over my hometown team, even though you fooled me one week and made me think you were legit. You're not. So I got Cincinnati in that one. Cleveland at Dallas. Cleveland at Dallas. Like I said, I don't know what I looked at. Maybe I had my phone upside down. Maybe that's why I thought Cleveland was at home and Dallas was visiting them. But I got it right side up now. I got Dallas in that one. Again, if it's a shootout, it's Dallas all day. Dallas outshoots Cleveland. And then I know Chubb is a legit runner, but Ezekiel Elliott ain't a bad runner either. And the front 7 of Cleveland is going to have to stop Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. You know, he wants to have a breakout game as well. I don't think Nick Chubb has the lock on breakout game. So I'm going with Dallas in that one. I think Dallas has got more to prove than Cleveland. New Orleans is on the road. They are going to Detroit, and I'm going with New Orleans. I don't know why I'm on song themes today, but when the King of Pop said, they told you, don't you ever come around here, don't want to see your face, you better disappear. He was talking about Matt Patricia. I know y'all didn't know that. I know that's the hidden secret inner workings of the song. But when the King of Pop said, they told you better not come around here, don't want to see your face, you better disappear. It's talking about Matt Patricia. I don't want nothing to do with Matt Patricia. I don't think that dude can coach his way out of a grocery store. I don't. Matt Patricia, sorry. I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. And watch this. And I'm going with the New Orleans Saints by double digits. By double digits. Willie said, wow. Willie, what you wowing about? What did I say that was wow-worthy? Oh, I forgot you covered Cleveland. You believe in Cleveland? Willie called me, 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. Arizona and Carolina is going to be a game that I think it's interesting. I believe that Arizona will bounce back. I believe Arizona will bounce back. Yeah, that's who the songs were written for. I just told you. I got nothing for love but you. They tried to use Bengals. It didn't work. The songwriter said, okay, we'll just go baby, but we're talking about the Bengals. Yeah, the behind the scenes stuff. You know, those behind the scene movie, unsung and unscripted and all that. This is the AJ version of unsung. Willie, have you ever heard of a group called Bread? A group called Bread. They had a song called Diary and I Want to Make It With You, Baby. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this?
This is Willie.
Willie, have you ever heard of a group called Bread?
I have not.
Willie, but you're younger than me, though. You're a little younger than me.
Yeah, I'm a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, you're very kind. Thank you. Karen Gibson, you're from Akron, Ohio. Have you ever heard of a group called Bread? Karen Gibson, a group called Bread. They had an album out called The Best of Bread. and they were phenomenal. They were the slow dance kings of the 70s. And I know this, and I'm not going to tell you how. But anyway, Willie, what were you wowing about?
You went from Eddie Kane Jr. to Michael Jackson,
the king of pop, bro. I went from one mountaintop to the other, man. I got the tops of the tops.
Right.
Yeah, y'all don't want to roll with old Eddie Kane. Ta-da! Come on, man.
Yeah, Eddie Kane. Yeah, you on one today, bro. I got you.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, Eddie Kane was one of the baddest dudes out there, man. Anybody that shows up in a sequins vest and some corduroy pants that don't match the sequins vest backstage, that dude is about something. You ain't about that life.
But he had Flash on the ropes.
Yeah, man.
Ain't nobody. Yeah.
The dude said, "Do I look like I got a number?" That's what I'm gonna start telling people. They say, "You got a card?" Do I look like I got a card?
Wow.
Okay, so am I wrong on the Cleveland-Dallas matchup?
You said you got Dallas in the shootout, right?
Yeah.
No. You know what? It's that defense in Dallas.
Yeah.
That defense, not just the DBs, the corners, but the linebackers. That's a problem. That's a problem. And Odell is healthy. That's the thing. Last year he took a lot of shots. He was injured in training camp, played the entire season with a torn core muscle. So him healthy, and let alone you got Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Wow. I'm just saying. If it comes down to the offenses winning the game, I got more faith in the Cowboys offense than I do with Baker and the Cleveland offense. Chubb and Ezekiel Elliott will nullify each other, and I gotta say, I give the slight edge to the Dallas receiving core over the receiving core of the Cleveland Browns, and it's only because we're talking about 3 playmakers versus 2. All that being said, and you're right, I totally agree with that. I think the X factor is Kareem Hunt because Dallas doesn't have that second back. Whereas in the fourth quarter, Kareem Hunt's gonna come in fresh and just grind it out.
What's my backup dude from Dallas? You ain't gonna give him them love. Jerry Jones said they don't even need Ezekiel Elliott as long as they got what's that dude's name again? And
Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I was missing his name on purpose because it's like Jerry was on that ooh wee wee when he was talking that nonsense. But you're right. When you add Kareem Hunt in with Chubb, that's an edge I got to give to Cleveland. But every other edge, I'm giving to the Cowboys, or it's an even deal because Myles Garrett and DeMarcus Lawrence, that's even. That's even.
Agreed. I think what it is, Cleveland, they're slowly getting healthy as well. Ozier is out for Dallas, and Greedy Williams hasn't played yet this year for Cleveland. Mac Wilson's on the limited basis. He may play a few snaps at the linebacker, but I don't know. I think that Dallas defense, outside of the front four, Aldon Smith has showed up. I'm happy for him. That's a great story, and hopefully he continues to stay on the straight and narrow. But I don't know. Those DBs in Dallas, I think Houston brought in Earl Thomas, or did not bring in Earl Thomas. I think Dallas needs to make that call. And Jerry said he won't do it. He doesn't fit, but I don't see how he does it.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I my sources, and I don't like doing the whole my sources thing, but I legitimately got a phone call from somebody saying, AJ, don't believe that that the Texans didn't bring in Earl Thomas because it was COVID related. They didn't like him, and they think that he's been blackballed, if you will, out of Baltimore. And sure enough, the report came out shortly after that the Texans didn't think he was a good fit in the locker room and on the field. I really think that whatever the phone calls that are being made out of Baltimore are going to keep Earl Thomas off of a team, except barring a major injury, with a contender that needs somebody to come in and fill that role.
Is it being blackballed if it's true though? Because it's not just Baltimore. Think about his last few moments in Seattle as well. I mean, think about it. He got carted off, giving the double bird salute to his head coach.
Yeah, but now I'm here. Let me go Chris Rock for a second. I don't condone it, but I understand. I mean, when he did that in Seattle, I mean, I felt his pain in every finger. He was the epitome of what's wrong with the contract process in the NFL. And for them to do what they did to him, he gets hurt. That really could have been a career-ending injury, and that would have been it for him. And he was letting them know, this is what I was talking about. So I don't condone it, but I understood.
Right. And other things as well. I mean, that was the lasting image. But, I mean, there were these things that you're in Baltimore, late for meetings, not showing up. And let alone, and I'm not the guy to getting anybody's off the field shenanigans, but the story from the offseason is still floating around out there as well. That doesn't shine a positive light on him either. So all those things being equal, it may be a while, like you said, barring a catastrophic injury or anything of the ilk, it may be a while before Earl Thomas is back in the league.
But and we got Willie Gibson joining us. He's a broadcast journalist out of Columbus, Ohio, covers the Ohio State University, the Big Ten, and the Cleveland Browns. Willie, this is the thing that I don't get. So, I get that we know of on-field and off-field incidents with Earl Thomas. But we knew of off-field and on-field incidents with the former coach of the Houston Oilers, the Tennessee Titans, that ruined the career of Vince Young, ruined the career of Nick Foles when he was out there, and was on the verge of ruining the career of Jared Goff before the owner decided, I can't go into a new building with this guy. Why is there never any blackball calls about a head coach?
There are. In the NBA.
Well, I mean, maybe in the NBA, and I give you that. Mark Jackson is definitely going through that, and there's some people that tried to do it with Doc Rivers, but the Philadelphia 76ers say, "Oh, that's great, Doc. 5 years. How much you want?" And brought him on in, and I'm glad for him. I'm talking about in NFL. You recycle, and I'm not talking about you, but they recycle these bad, well-respected around the league, do-nothing head coaches, and we're supposed to think that they're great guys because somebody said so. Well, there are players out there that say this guy's a jerk or this guy's a tyrant. I remember Forrest Gregg, who was great in Green Bay. When he came to Cincinnati, they hated him.
Right. The thing for NFL coaches, and you want, and this is not right per se. It's not right. But owners look for faces of the franchise. Who is somebody that's going to win the PR battles, win the PR contest? They can be trash as far as X's and O's, and some are. But Jeff Fisher checks the boxes. He wins the PR battle. He wins. He could come out on Monday after a game, win or lose, and the fan base could be like, "We got it. We see this guy." I'm not saying it's right. But in some instances, that's what owners want. A lot of owners want somebody that's going to take the shot for them, that they don't have to worry about it. They're still going to get paid. The cash registers are still ringing, but I don't have to worry about the headaches. He's going to take all the shots, and it's all good.
You know what? And again, Willie Gibson joining us. It feels like to me, Willie, and I heard everything you said, and I even agree with what you say. But it feels like the good old boy network to me. It really does. It really does. It feels like the good old boy network. Because here's the thing. You didn't have Terry Bradshaw taking shots at, that coach, and I'll never say his name again. You had Terry Bradshaw taking shots at Mike Tomlin, though, and saying, what does he do? He's just a cheerleader. He's just a rah-rah guy. I've never seen Bill Belichick coach an offense or a defense. In fact, I saw Bill Belichick get fired from Cleveland because he couldn't win there. I saw Bill Belichick literally like stiff a franchise, took a job, showed up, picked up a headset, and the next day was a head coach of another team. He ain't taking these shots at him, but he took shots at the one black head coach that has done significant stuff in the league. The dude has never had a losing record. The dude has a 10-win average per year for his entire career. And oh yeah, by the way, he's got a Super Bowl and been to another one.
Well, Terry Bradshaw is bitter at everything in Pittsburgh. He takes shots at Roethlisberger as well. It's not Thomas specific. He's bitter about Pittsburgh.
Well,
he feels they didn't do him right. He didn't leave the right way. You see every other legend go back to Pittsburgh. You never see Terry Bradshaw. So it's not Thomas specific. It's that organization. The Roomies, Roethlisberger, whomever.
Yeah, they shouldn't fool with him. I'm telling you now, if he flies into Houston on the day I'm flying out, y'all gonna have to put some ho-hos, Twinkies, and a box of cigarettes on my books so I can have some currency. Willie's like, I don't know what to do with that.
No, bro.
Willie, don't leave me in there without some currency, bro. Don't leave me in there without some currency. All right, so who you got again, Cleveland or Dallas?
Man, yeah, I didn't answer.
I know you did.
Covering the game.
That's why I came back to it.
Covering the game, right? So
who you got?
Yeah, I'm covering the game, right? So that's how you do, right? So
who you got?
Covering
Willie?
the game, so I can't.
Willie, who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, man.
Minnesota or the Texans? Who you got?
I got Houston on that one. Mike Zimmer. About Bill O'Brien. Mike Zimmer might be out 0-4.
And then New Orleans and
Detroit.
New Orleans and Detroit. Who you got?
Oh, come on. Michael Thomas is back in New Orleans. I've been Kamara's ball in New Orleans.
Say it with your chest, Doc. Say it with your chest. Willie, we got to go, brother. I appreciate you as always, man.
Always, bro. Appreciate you.
Again, happy. Continue to enjoy that anniversary, bro.
Oh, without question.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Willie Gibson on the lunch break. We'll be right back right after this.
Texas NAACP president. In my lifetime, we have worked and sacrificed to make real progress.
That's right, Gary. I'm Claude Cummings, Vice President of the Communication Workers of America. Our community is under attack again.
Our jobs are being exported. The court system has largely turned its back on us, and people need to realize, Claude, is the last election amounts to a true revolution, where all those gains in civil rights and human progress are actually being targeted.
I know powers in Washington want to deny health care to working people who have pre-existing conditions, eliminate environmental protections for minority communities. It even encourages racism.
We thought those days were gone.
Dr. King said the time is always right to do what is right.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends to vote, too. If you don't, you should not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world.
Vote early or on election day.
Political advertising paid for by the Communications Workers of America.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
I'm going to tell you how you can get real health insurance for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health insurance for you and your family immediately, starting at just $6 a day. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. That's right, for about $6 a day, you can have guaranteed health insurance. And there's dental, vision, and prescription coverage too. You owe it to yourself and your family to make this free call right now and learn more. There are no deductibles, no waiting period, no contracts, and coverage is guaranteed. Call National Health right now for your risk-free guaranteed health insurance quote starting at just $6 a day. Call now.
800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. That's 800-797-0921. Paid for by GoHealth.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
Jonathan Joseph with the Houston Texans. I wish Jonathan Joseph was back there with the Houston Texans. I'm kidding. It might have been time for J. Joe, as they like to call him. That's another thing I can't stand, lazy journalism where everybody, its last name is Joseph or Johnson, gets a Joe, A. Joe, B. Joe, C. Joe, J. Joe. Do something different. How about asking a guy, hey, what was your nickname coming out of college? Or what was your nickname growing up? And use that as opposed to whoever the giver of nicknames is in the media. Everybody is, they got to have a J something, J Joe or B Joe or whatever. I don't know. I'm sounding like a bitter journalist right now, but I don't like it. All right, so let me get back to the before Willie called, there was a text message where somebody was talking about they were told, they were raised to respect the office, and people are being disrespectful to this president. They should put their politics aside, and they should respect the person in the office. It was not long ago, about 4 years ago, that I wish this text message had been given then, when people were talking about the then president, Barack Obama. I wish that message had been given when there were people talking about Barack Obama's wife, Michelle Obama, when they were calling her a monkey and an ape and a man. I wish this message of respecting the office had been given when he signed policies and different things that people didn't politically agree with. I mean, there were black and white people who were upset when President Obama signed to give equal justice to same-sex marriages as people who were heterosexual. And I mean, it's one thing to not agree with the policy. It's another thing to attack and vilify the person that is signing or approving the policy. And obviously the Affordable Health Care Act, when that went on, it was almost like the man walked in Fort Knox, took all the gold out and stole it, and was called everything other than President Obama. And I won't even get into the comments made about his daughters. That respect wasn't there then. I'll even go as far as to say the respect was not there with George Bush, the son. I even had to check myself a couple of times on my lack of respect for the president of the United States when George Bush was the president. I have apologized publicly in open forum about my disrespect of him on certain occasions that just weren't warranted, because I too was raised to respect the office. You might not like the person, but respect the office. And I apply that to pastors. I apply that to elected officials. I apply that to presidents. I apply that to people in authority. So don't get selective when it's your guy and it wasn't applied to other people. The way y'all went after Hillary Clinton, the way y'all went after Bill Clinton. Who was y'all? Anybody that went after him that way. Don't look for something that you were not willing to give. We always expect more of other people than we are willing to give ourselves. It takes maturity. It takes a different type of self-evaluation to get to a point where you choose to be different, even if other people are not the same way with you.
So again, I appreciate the text message. I appreciate that you take the time to listen. I appreciate your comments, but make sure that you have looked at it from all perspectives, not just from the one that you deem to be important right now. Okay? All right. So let me get to the rest of these comments. I mean, not comments, but the rest of these scores. I'll run through them real quick. Last night, I had Denver over the Jets. I've got Cincinnati over Jacksonville. I've got Dallas over Cleveland. I've got New Orleans over Detroit. I've got Houston over Minnesota. And I'll say this again with my throat so y'all hear me, with a full throat and from my chest so y'all hear me. I am picking the Houston Texans. But if they lose, I will never pick them again this season unless they're playing Jacksonville. That's it. I ain't picking them against Tennessee. I'm not picking them against the Colts. And I'm certainly not picking them against Green Bay or New England. So, sorry, not sorry. All right, Texans, y'all better win. And then I've got, I don't know why I've got Chicago beating the Colts at home, but I've got Chicago beating the Colts. I've got, I think Carolina is going to pull out a win at home versus Arizona, but I will not be surprised if Arizona bounces back and wins that game. But I'm going to go with Carolina at home. Seattle is going to destroy Miami on the road. Tampa Bay, I think that they're going to beat the Chargers, especially with the Chargers being without their starting quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. Baltimore is going to destroy Washington in Washington. The Rams are going to beat up on the Giants. Man, that New England-Kansas City is a great game. Kansas City is a 7-point favorite. I don't think it's going to be that many points. I'm going to give Kansas City a slight win, close win over New England. But New England's better than people think they are under the direction of Cam Newton, Bill Belichick, and Josh McDaniels. They are. That's a three-headed monster with a lot to prove, and they're not going to come out and back down against the Kansas City Chiefs. I got Kansas City winning that one in a close one. Buffalo, I think, is going to beat the Raiders in Las Vegas, and San Francisco is going to continue the woes of Philadelphia. Philadelphia is going to be 0-3-1 after this week. Monday Night Football, I've got Green Bay beating Atlanta. So there you go. There you go. Those are my picks. All right. In the NBA game tonight, I've got the Lakers winning a close one, closer than what it was last week. And then on Monday, I've been told that the ALDS is going to be played in Dodger Stadium. ALDS is going to be playing in Dodger Stadium. They are in the bubble scenario right now with the ALDS. So the American League games will be played in on the West Coast in Dodger Stadium, and I think the Rangers Stadium, Globe Life Stadium, is going to be used for the games in Texas. So again, that's what I got. That's what I have. Anybody have anything that I can add? I've got a ton more text messages. I can't get to them all. Let me leave it with this. In fact, I'll read my prepared statement that I posted on my page, and this is how I feel. So don't read anything else into it other than my sincere prayers are for the president, Melania, and everyone dealing with COVID-19. And that includes Donna, that includes Kimberly Armstrong, that includes other people that are close to me that I know personally. That also includes the ones that I don't know. All I know is a lot of people have died from this disease, and a lot of people have not taken it seriously. A lot of other people have been insensitive to people who've lost loved ones and who have suffered from the virus themselves. All they wanted to talk about was the numbers. Oh, this few people, and oh, that few people. All I will say is people have suffered and are suffering. People have died and are dying. If you can't be sensitive and respectful to them, don't expect people to be sensitive and respectful to the people that matter to you. It's just that way. I'm not saying it should be, but it is just that way. All right, I got to get ready to go. I hope everybody has a blessed and safe weekend. There'll be a lot of sports going on, high school football. I'll be covering some of the high school games tonight in addition to the NBA Finals. And got to give a big shout out to Cy Springs and Humble. They had a pretty good game last night. Humble pulled away late. It was, 21-14 at the half. Humble ended up winning at 35-14. North Shore, one of the top teams in the country, remained undefeated with a win last night. Let me get that score for the high school folks out there. North Shore beat Klein Collins 30-23. Lake Travis, another big team in the state, they beat Westwood 63-20. And there you go. There you go. All right. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There is nothing you can do about it except wear your mask. Wear them. Just wear them. Just wear them when you're in public, when you're outside, and other people are around you. Definitely when you're inside, wear your mask. Wash your hands for 20 seconds, 30 seconds or more. Sanitize everything around you and be sensitive to everybody around you. I was trying to get social distance last night. People were all up on me, 6 feet, people. And when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. It's time out for it. Kill the racism. Don't be a part of the racism. As always, y'all, I love y'all. Have a blessed and safe weekend.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. During Tuesday's presidential debate, Joe Biden cited a statistic that punctuates his case that President Donald Trump has not been good for Black Americans. 1 in about 1,000 Black Americans have died in the COVID-19 pandemic. More than 207,000 Americans are confirmed dead from COVID-19, and a disproportionate number of them are Black. Americans over the age of 30 have been drinking more during the pandemic compared to this time last year. Frequency of drinking increased by 17% among women and 19% among people between the ages of 30 and 59. The NFL has announced the Tennessee Titans now have 5 players and 6 staff members who have tested positive for coronavirus. The league originally planned to reschedule Sunday's postponed Titans game with the Pittsburgh Steelers for next week, but now says the game will be slated for later this year. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Got to get ready to go. I hope y'all have a blessed and safe weekend. Of course, Donnie McClurkin up next. But I mean it, y'all. Please, please, please. Let's be prayerful. Can we do that? Can we, if you believe in prayer, if you believe in positive energy, good thoughts, what have you, just send them up. Just send them up. Send them up for the president. Send them up for Melania. Send them up for Hope Hicks. And send them up for the other 7+ million who have tested positive for coronavirus. Send them up for the 1 million+ family members who had loved ones that passed from COVID-19. Let's deal with it as is. These are real people and not just numbers. Okay, if we can do that going forward, I think it'll make all the difference in the world. And then trust the science. Stop coming up with conspiracy theories and then get mad when people come up with conspiracy theories about people that matter to you, because you don't get it both ways. All right, that's all I got for you. Again, not this, definitely this. Y'all be safe. I love y'all. Take care. Be safe this weekend.